You are listening to KSG Podcast. This is a short, crisp, concise, exam-oriented, edited editorial for civil services aspirants. In this podcast, we are going to talk about India's new policy on air sports. Source for the content is Rishika Singh's article for the Indian Express. The Union Ministry of Civil Aviation on the 7th of June 2022 released a new policy on air sports in India. This is an industry that is ripe for the picking, but it lacked, until today, architecture to propel it forward, said Civil Aviation Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia. He said that the policy aims to organize a previously unregulated sector and could potentially generate annual revenue of 8,000 to 10,000 crore rupees in the near future. Now, what activities are classified as air sports? The National Air Sport Policy, or NASP 2022, lists 11 games under this category. These include aerobatics, aeromodeling, and rocketry, ballooning, amateur built and experimental aircraft, drones, gliding and paragliding, hand gliding and power hand gliding, parachuting, paragliding and paramotoring, powered aircraft, and rotor aircraft. In India, the small sized industry is currently worth about 80 crore rupees and has 5,000 practitioners according to the government. Globally, the Federation Aeronautique Internationale, that is FAI, headquartered in Lausanne, Switzerland, is the governing body for air sports. It sets standards, organizes events, and has over 100 members. So, what does the National Air Sport Policy propose? The NASP 2022 aims to create a structure that would help promote the country's air sports sector by way of making it safe, affordable, accessible, enjoyable, and sustainable. It includes safety mandates, penalties for violating those norms. Its vision is making India one of the top air sports nations by 2030. Scindia said in his address that the industry can potentially generate 1 lakh jobs annually and give 100 times the revenue it gives now. The first draft of the policy came out on the 1st of January 2022 from a committee that included armed forces officials, members from the National Cadet Corps, and experts. The policy says the Air Sports Federation of India, an autonomous body under the Ministry of Civil Aviation, will be the apex governing body. It will preside over the national sports federations, which in turn will preside over the district and state level bodies. Now, what impact is the policy expected to have? The Union government believes that India's demographic dividend of a young population as well as its favorable climatic conditions can be leveraged to make India a top destination for air sports. Tourism, the development of support infrastructure, and eventual manufacturing of sporting goods used in air sports can lead to economic multiplier effects, the civil aviation minister said. This will be a private sector led initiative in the truest form to make sure that it thrives in the years to come, said Scindia. In view of heightened risk associated with air sports, safety will be maintained by coordinating with the Air Traffic Control Department and creating segregated airspaces in certain air corridors exclusively for air sports. That's it for this podcast. Thank you so much for listening. To join KSG India courses and to crack the IELTS exam, visit ksgindia.com. You can also get a PDF of this podcast on ksgindia.com. Thanks for listening.